So, I mean, I say this to a lot of people when it's been like 2 or 3 years since I've seen them. Like, I say, you know, well, it's been a while, but it's definitely been a while. I mean, I'm not even sure where to begin. I guess the best place to start is really sort of before you even began work on this album. I mean, there was a good period of time after you came off the road and everything. Was there a reason that you wanted to take that amount of time? Was it just you weren't feeling anything in terms of writing?
Yeah, I'd never, like, I didn't come back from the last time and say I'm going to take 6 years off or anything, but I really didn't. But I mean, anytime that I came off, it happened the first time too, like anytime I would come off the road and just kind of be done with an album, I really didn't know if I was ever going to do anything in this field again. I don't know why I always feel like that. I just kind of feel like, well, I mean, I think that, you know, I think what it is that, like, after a batch of songs has been written, and I think it's a good sign when you feel like this. I like it when I feel like this, but you feel kind of like, no, I just don't have anything else to write about. I've already said everything, and that's a good thing, I'm saying, because that means that, you know, I've expressed everything, I've gotten everything out, which would be what I would hope for. So I think I just kind of let it drag on for a long time because I just wasn't, you know, I'm not that ambitious. I'm not that career-minded, and I'm not worried about
getting a record, delivering a record by a certain time. Yeah. So in that period of time, just on the personal level, I know you'd moved to LA.
I had already lived in LA.
Oh, okay.
But I got my own house in Venice.
So it was just a period of time where you were just like, you know what, I'm going to live for a while and not worry about having to think about the next record, or? Yeah,
I think so. I didn't even put it that way in my head. I didn't even think about doing another record. I think I don't know why I didn't think of it. I should have maybe, but I didn't.
Well, I mean, you should do what you want. So there's a point where, as I understand it anyway, at least from the Rolling Stone piece, a point where John, I think it was, said, you know what, maybe we ought to start working on some music.
Yeah, he did. He said that a bunch of times. He said that he used to come to Venice, and we used to go to lunch every Tuesday, and we wouldn't be talking about music or anything. We'd be talking about whatever else was going on in our lives. And like every once in a while he'd be like, so are you writing anything? And I go, no.
And don't ask me again?
Like I'd say no in a way, like, no. Do you think you're, no. You know? And that would go on for a while. And then as time went on, I would say, okay, pieces of things. And okay, and we'd talk about other things. And then after a while, he just went, okay, listen, I really think that it's time to do something. He said, because I want to do something. I really need to do something together soon. We have to start doing things. So you have pieces of things, get the pieces. We'll do whatever you have available now. We'll do whatever songs you've got. We'll record those. We'll do it our own way. We'll record those, and then we'll like stop until you have more stuff. Or you can write while we record. And I needed a kick in the ass anyway. I needed to be pushed. Otherwise, I mean, I didn't even know 6 years went by. 10 years would have been by.
Right.
You know, if I was left to do it on my own time. So.
Was there a record that was delivered by May of 2003? Was there a version of Extraordinary Machine that the label got? Kind of,
sort of. It wasn't done, and it wasn't finished. And I don't know what date it was. Maybe.
Yeah.
It was May of 2003. That sounds actually pretty right. It wasn't like it was like, here's the record, it's finished. What do you think? And they said, no. It was like, we're getting to a point where we might be done soon. And I was just describing how John and I worked together on the When the Pawn album. And on this album, you know, and I also said that I really needed the kick in the ass, which is true. On this album, like all the stuff that me and John did, I'm just as proud of that as I am of what's coming out. It's just in a different way. And the reason why there's a new version of the album is because I really wanted it. I had to do it again. I had to redo the songs because during the time of this album when John and I were working, I don't know what happened in my brain, but I pretty much just checked out on him. I mean, we haven't, like, I don't know if he would say this. I don't know. I haven't really had a conversation with him about this in particular. But I might be making up this memory, but I think that he even told me that he was frustrated with me because of that, because I wasn't really like, give me something, like, tell me, what is this, all this stuff. And I would go, I don't know what I think. I don't know what I think. And it's a scary position to be in and a really frustrating position for him to be in. I mean, if I were him, I would be really frustrated. I mean, but that brings me to say that I think that there's also been some rumors that, you know, there was some kind of falling out with me and John, and that's, I mean, absolutely not true. And I.
You guys are still playing together.
Yeah, we're playing. Yeah. He should be on a plane now. We're still playing together. And you know, I think that I know that, like, I've been asked a couple times if, you know, if he felt weird about me doing another version of the album, and I also have not had haven't had a conversation with him about that specifically, because I just never felt the need to, because I know John so well, we love each other so much, we're such good friends for so long. I know how John feels, and he would just want me to be happy, and he would be happy that I finally, like, stepped up to the plate and made some decisions and made the record that I set out to make. That's how he would feel about it.
So, can you just, like, talk me in a little bit up to the timeline of how you met Mike and how you came to the decision to work with him? And I mean, do you really consider it a complete re-recording, I guess, is the other question?
Yeah, well, Mike started from scratch. He heard the songs, and he came in. We had you know, he was going to go and, like, make some tracks, like, very, you know, skeleton type of tracks of the songs. And he did that, and when he came in and we had this meeting and he played that stuff, something in me just went, oh my God, I'm awake. Okay, now I know now I can see what I want to do.
Wow.
And, you know, it just felt really good. It just felt really good. And
just
so,
being with someone altogether different.
It was just his take on the songs. It was just a different, you know, I think I had to be taken out of my really comfortable element, maybe, with John. And I'm kind of talking out of my ass right now. I'm just trying to analyzing as I go. But maybe I just had to be taken out of my comfort zone in order to grow with the music. I don't know.